again, this is Matthew from Prophetic Tongue. I'm doing a book recommendation. The next one I'm recommending is The Holy War by John Bunyan. If anybody doesn't know, John Bunyan is the famous guy who did The Pilgrim's Progress. And they're both allegories, which, if you don't know what allegories are, they're a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. So on the back of this book of the Holy War, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the lords of this age, rulers of this darkness, against spiritual wickedness in the heavens." Ephesians 6:12. What if you were able to see your life from a spiritual perspective and see the actual reality of the verse above? How does our enemy Diabolus plan and carry out his attacks? How do his demons help, and what are their objectives? Why and how must we petition Emmanuel to get his attention and help in this great holy war? Written 4 years after The Pilgrim's Progress, John Bunyan followed up with this second allegorical classic, which has touched hearts and minds of readers for generations. The epic center of this book is the town of man's soul, its people, such as conscience, self-denial, and do right, and its gates, eye gate, ear gate, mouth gate, nose gate, and feel gate. The attack by Diabolus and his demons, all of whom have appropriate names, is carefully planned and executed. As still happens to men today, man's soul fell hard. Emmanuel is, of course, willing to help, but can only do so on special, seemingly strict terms. As you watch this intense battle unfold, you'll be emboldened to fight with new vigilance, to guard the gates with tenacity, and rely on Emmanuel's sovereignty like never before. So a little quote from one of the chapters in the book is on chapter 5, called "Shaddai Sends His Army." "They came up to man's soul under the command of 4 brave generals, each man being as a captain of 10,000 men. The name of the first was Boanerges," and this is from a quote from the New Testament, "and James the son of Zebedee, and John the brother of James, whom he surnamed them Boanerges, which is the sons of thunder. The name of the second was Captain Conviction. The third was Captain Judgment. The fourth was Captain Execution. The king thought these 4 were qualified to be sent to man's soul first, because he generally sent them to the front line in all his wars. And they were very brave and often able to shape the course of the war. They were trained to initiate conversations in order to get something started, as well as to make their way by the power of the sword. Plus their men were like them." So that's just a little excerpt in the Holy Wars by John Bunyan. Is it a must-read? If you like allegories, then yes. If you're not a big fan of allegories, I know a lot of people are not huge fans of allegories, then you don't have to read this book. But if you do like allegories, I think this is probably John Bunyan's better book, actually, than The Pilgrim's Progress. I really enjoyed this so much that I have actually read this book twice. So in that case, I do recommend this book if you are a fan of allegories. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys next week with another book.